Build a wall or reduce criminal activity. Building the wall around crime simplifies government by design. This page changed with the August 20, 2025 edit. Reduce all crime to extinction level lows. The wall is supposed to slow illegal entry into these United States of America at the nation's southern border. Unfortunately, government-granted amnesty programs, political activity from other government branches and offices do more to encourage illegal entry and illegal overstaying of visas. With repeated amnesty, the more wall that gets built, the more people from other countries enter and stay illegally within these United States of America. This focuses on general crime reduction, which includes entering and overstaying in these United States of America illegally. Reduce illegal immigration and all other crime by properly enforcing the Constitution of the United States of America, Amendment 13, laws governing illegal immigration, and if not on the books already, there should be a law that fines businesses and individuals who hire those in these United States of America illegally. Such penalties may include a simple official warning for the first offense, but loss of perhaps 5% of their business and or personal assets for the second offense, and 10% for the third and each additional offense. Or perhaps have the head person of the business or home serve equal time in jail or prison doing the same hard labor for the same time duration. The authority? The Constitution of the United States of America, Amendment 13, Section 1. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. Section 2. Congress shall have the power to enforce this article with appropriate legislation. In supporting the Constitution of the United States of America, Amendment 13, it is the duty to make certain that all people convicted of a crime, including illegal immigration, terrorism, and all other types of crime, minor or major, are duly convicted. This relatively unused tool existed since 1865, a tool designed to nearly eliminate all types of crime when properly applied. This executive order makes government officials personally accountable as after-the-fact accomplices when they violate an accused person's and or victim's rights. Violating rights by government officers must pardon many people who may have otherwise been duly convicted if they were constitutionally prosecuted. Amendment 13 authorizes community service, labor camps, chain gangs, and even military service that requires forced labor for long hours of the day. Amendment 13's content, because of its latter ratification date, coming nearly 100 years after Amendment 8, clarifies that neither slavery nor involuntary servitude violate Amendment 8's cruel or unusual punishment clause, so long as the individual has been duly convicted. Amendment 13's purpose is to make the penalty for the criminal activity far worse than the crime's rewards, thus reducing crime. Laws that generally punish society because of the crimes of the few must be repealed. When a few people murder others with firearms, it is a treasonous act by government to pass laws to prohibit the general society from keeping and bearing Amendment to arms in public buildings and places. We have not properly checked and stopped our government from abusing the power of forced labor when the government violates Amendment 13's duly convicted clause. When Amendment 13 gets fully applied, the entire justice system pays for itself, because the labor of those duly convicted cover nearly 100% of that total cost. It also massively reduces the court's burden because far fewer people will be charged criminally from simply exercising their Amendment 9 constitutionally protected rights, as those unconstitutional laws are repealed. No border walls or fences, fewer border agents, less taxes. An additional benefit to this system for citizens is that the inmates learn many new useful skills and hard work ethics so that when released, they have jobs already lined up as already trained personnel. It also discourages other people from a life of crime, with the present catch and release with eventual amnesty as well as plea bargains only encourages crime. A fish that is repeatedly caught and released grows bigger and fatter. From this point on, we'll enforce the Constitution of the United States of America, Amendment 13, by obtaining constitutional convictions and punishing criminal activity. Any government officer who violates an accused person's or victim's rights will be tried as an accomplice. This prohibits the use of plea bargaining as it violates Amendment 5 by compelling a person to be a witness against themselves and only rewards criminals on the street and criminals in government. Legislators in all government levels are duty-bound to repeal all laws that violate their respective state constitutions, but especially where the local laws violate the Constitution of the United States of America. Article 6, Supreme Law of the Land. Law enforcement officers are duty-bound to fight any law still on the books that unjustly violates the people's rights retained by the people through Amendment 9. Judicial officers are required to make certain that a grand jury tries the law first to see if they violate any part of the respective constitutions. If so, the accused person must be set free, as well as freeing all others accused and or convicted of violating that same unconstitutional law. Actions that violate unconstitutional laws are not a crime. This does not free persons convicted of violating other laws that comply with the respective constitutions, so long as those individuals were duly convicted. If the law is found to comply with the Constitution, only then are the facts tried to determine if the accused person actually violated the law in question. The Constitution of the United States of America, Article 3, Section 2. The Supreme Court shall have the appellate jurisdiction both as to law and equity. In fact, those laws, all the Constitution of the United States of America, in all criminal prosecutions, therefore, regarding the original jurisdiction as to the regarding the Uniform Code of the facts, regarding those laws passed and enforced in their respective political jurisdictions. They are the appellate jurisdiction for each smaller political jurisdiction. Specifically related to illegal immigration are penalties against people and businesses that hire illegals, as well as penalties against people who enter or remain in these United States of America illegally. For example, Title 8, U.S. Code, Section 1324A, Unlawful employment of aliens and penalties for hiring them. Title 8, U.S. Code, Section 1325. Improper entry by alien. Penalties for improper entry into these United States. Both of those laws support the Constitution of the United States of America's power grant regarding the Uniform Code of Immigration and Naturalization, Article 1, Section 8. There are numerous other laws, city, county, state, and federal, that penalize all other criminal actions that violate the rights and or property of individuals. Fully enforced, the laws that punish criminal actions in accord with Amendment 13 reduce all sort of criminal acts and slows the speed of repeat offenders. The new message is that crime no longer pays in the U.S. of A. Up next, abolish unconstitutional census. Governments derive their just power from the consent of the governed, 1776. The governed people, by design, are intended to work together as a unified body, controlling the government's powers, equally protecting each other's rights. End page content.